Okay, and we're live. I don't even know if I've got this thing set up right. I even have this. There we go. We have a countdown phone again. Hello, everybody out there in the world. Okay, I'm excited. You're back, Fatima. This is so good.
I gotta say though, Brent, Fatima has upped her hat game. We might need to look into upping like our shades game.
I know we're just doing like the same old, and she's like, "Bam!" When you said you had
options.
when you said you had a great hat, you were not kidding. Like so much so. Okay, I have 1 minute. I want to tell you about things that I miss during the pandemic. Okay, so last week I shared with Arthur that I didn't realize I missed this, but I miss when you're having a conversation with somebody and a little bit of spray comes out and it lands on your hand. And that happened. And I was just like, oh my gosh, human spray landed on me. This is so great. I didn't realize like weird things that I've been missing. But another thing I realized that
that human intimacy and connection.
I know, like it's so gone. The other thing that I realized that I miss is like the next, because obviously I haven't been into a restaurant or anything else like that. And or a building. And it's like, I miss auto flush toilets. I don't know why I was thinking about it this morning. I was like, what else am I missing? I was like, have you ever experienced like a very aggressive auto flush toilet?
At the airport every time.
Yeah. I mean, it's like, I'm like, this is Niagara Falls mist coming up. You know, it's like, whoa, okay. There you're flushing. So that's another thing that I miss. Auto flush, like weird, like, you know, these are things like, just imagine it. The next time you're sitting down on an auto flush toilet and it just does its thing, like accidentally, you know how sometimes you kind of lean forward a little bit and it just goes and you're like, I wasn't ready for that. I need to get off of this. But it's going to be like, wow, that's been a long time. Maybe at some point in the darkest days of the pandemic, I thought, am I ever going to experience things like this? Maybe that was it. Just anyways.
More insights from the deep recesses of Brent's mind.
That was what I was thinking about this morning. Okay, so let's get going, man. Let's do this. Shades on, hats on. Fatima, it's so awesome to have you. Okay.
Nice to
Here we go. So good to have
you. You've tuned in to COVID Marketing with Brent Kobayashi and Arthur Tutt, the show to support small business, not just to survive.
That's right. We are live with COVID Marketing episode number 89. This is that show that is going to help you, support you to thrive, not just survive. Now, we are coming to you weekdaily at 11 Eastern Standard Time, live. If you have questions on marketing or business or, well, whatever, you let us know in the comments, wherever you find folk are seeing this. I'm Brent Kobayashi, president of Kobayashi Zeitgeist, a marketing agency here in Toronto, Canada. And with me is Mr. Arthur Tutt, a marketing specialist at the KZ.
And if you're digging what you see here, share the show with your friends. Click subscribe, hit the bell, hit the notify button so you never, ever, ever miss a show.
That's right. And today we are very, very happy to have Fatima Kamenge, a Kill the Guru participant and today's guest expert on social responsibility. So Fatima has started numerous businesses in various countries, Africa and Canada, throughout her entire life. She has managed coffee carts and she's managed law firms. She has talked with us about marketing for her business as a guest on Kill the Guru in past episodes, and we'll talk a bit about what's that has done for her later on in the show. But today she's going to give us some valuable advice on fostering and maintaining your company as a social, responsible organization. That is so on point in today's world. So welcome, Fatima. It is so good. Yes.
Brent, I was going to say, Fatima's not just like a Kill the Guru participant. She's like a Kill the Guru veteran at this point.
She's a vet. Actually, like we have a little bit of a brief on today's episode, and there's another word that was put in there by one of our team, was like a kill the guru contestant.
The Price is Right.
And I was like, I like the sound of that. A contestant. You are about to win something. Your own life. That's what you're about to win.
Oh dear. I'm glad to be back here. I'm glad to continuously have a conversation with you two.
It's such a joy. Yeah, such a joy. So, Fatima, let's start off with what is social entrepreneurship?
What is social entrepreneurship?
What is this?
Well, it's entrepreneurship that cares about the world around you.
Okay.
It's that, like, when you actually put it in simple words, that's it. It's I care about what my business does, what it brings to the world, and I care about it actually making the world slightly better, if not extremely better. That is what social entrepreneurship is.
So this is kind of a little bit of a new concept. I mean, I've certainly heard of it in recent times, but if you were to go back 10, 20 years, I don't think it was discussed at all. What's happened? What's the change that you're seeing?
I think global warming, I think all of us starting to speak to each other more, the internet becoming a thing, us starting to see what the impact, negative and positive, of what we do here does to the rest of the world around us. And hearing each other's stories and being connected to each other has made us actually really pay attention to what we do on a daily basis. And we want our businesses to do more. We want our lives to be better. And that's why social entrepreneurship has come true. It's because we don't want to just make a living. We want to make a living that makes the world better, that brings value to every single aspect of our life. We care.
Okay, so let's put this in context, because if I were to, growing up, what do? You make your money, and then you give to charity, and then the charities do good things, and then I go back and I make my money however I can freaking make my money, and then at some point I give whatever 10% something, right? Maybe
you pay
I do
your taxes.
Yeah.
You participate into the world. But I think at some point, just like there's a movement for people to want to do something that means something to them, like that's why entrepreneurship is, even just simply entrepreneurship outside of social entrepreneurship, is really blowing up. And it's because people want to do more. They want to be happy going to work. They want to feel valued. They want to feel like their values mean something. And also, we don't always, there isn't a single path anymore. We get to make choices. And because we get to make choices, we're more accountable to our choices. We're more responsible to the choices that we make. And because we do that, we actually sit back and we think about what is possible. The business model now is, hey, if possible, how about that charity, that, like the arts, the community growing, economic development, environmental sustainability. What if I could do that while making money? And so, that's where I come in, just bringing us together.
So a couple of things that really leap to my mind with this sort of thing is, one is there's a fairly well-known video by Simon Sinek about, it's the why of your organization, not the how. That the making the money is a result of some sort of desire, reason for doing, impact perhaps. Like there's a why that matters, and it matters to your clients. Like your clients aren't sitting there going, I hope I can make you a lot of money. Your clients are like, why are you even doing this? As a way of making money, perhaps that might be the way that the system kind of works. And so this feels like a connective tissue with that sort of thing. Like there's a why. And for many people, the why is impact, a positive impact. The other thing that goes through my mind is people's relationship with money.
Oh, let's talk about that.
Let's do that. So people's relationship with money, because if I were to say, okay, I am going to make money and I'm going to make the most money I can. Oh, you've got multiple hats. This is so
Oh
good.
yeah, we're going with the money hat.
The money hat. Good. Oh, you have a money. I have hats too, although it won't fit with my. This is actually my, hey, I'm busy calling customers hat, or one of them, but it doesn't fit with my headsets. Okay, so here you go. I'm going to make money. I'm going to sell a thing. And if I can get people to buy that thing and I can make a ton of money off of that, I'm super happy. Like if I buy it for $100 and I can sell it for 1,000, yay, I won. Right. And it's good for me. And maybe it's even good for them because they thought it was worth $1,000. So that's cool. But yay, I won. When it comes to social charity work, though, all of a sudden you're like, oh, I did that. You start to reevaluate the equation. Maybe you feel guilty for making money and you think, if I'm doing this for the good of the world, I shouldn't make money.
So here is my question. When you do something out of guilt, or like, whenever you do something out of like, oh, I have to really do this, it's like maybe you got to go to that barbecue with that one aunt that just, ugh, or like, whatever it is that is like the kind of thing that you do because it's an obligation, because you feel guilty or you're shamed into doing it. Chances are you do it in a shitty way.
Oh, yeah.
You half bum it. I don't know how many swear words I'm allowed to use.
You're allowed to use all of them.
You don't do a very good job because it's not like you're just doing it out of shame, out of guilt. And I feel like that's where corporate social responsibility is gone. It's the fact that it's this afterthought of like, oh, we've done all these horrible things to make the money. So now let's greenwash it, just like
Make a checklist.
Yeah, let's make a little checklist. Let's make it a little better. I bet if you selling that $1,000 product were like, not only am I selling this $1,000 product and I'm making a $900 thing, and then I'm going to give 200 away. What if you were to take that 200 and then invest it prior to it and make the product environmentally friendly, make the product sustainable, make the product build community, make the product actually do something that's really socially good? That product itself, not only would you be selling twice the amount of it, because that's the thing, more people would buy it, because it's not just, oh my God, I'm lucky that some people thought that this thing that cost me 100 or 200 or 300 to make cost 1,000. It's that they find an incredible amount of value in it and they want even more of it. You sell more of it if it has true value attached to it. Because then again, you started wanting to do this. You did this out of desire to do it, as opposed to doing it out of obligation. So to me, like, it's a big, important thing. If you do it prior, as opposed to out of shame and guilt, you're actually really doing real impact. And that's what's happening with a lot of charities. That's why a lot of the NGOs don't do well. That's why you have the UN, who's been around for a long time, and finding out that they've actually really destroyed a bunch of social structures. You have Tom's shoes, where you have something where it's like, we're going to sell one and give one away. And then you destroy a whole commerce industry in a different country and create a whole issue. Like, you have multiple wells being built in the middle of nowhere without any true value being offered to these people, and then you have projects abandoned, and then the same project comes back. I've been in the non-for-profit sector long enough to know what's happening. It's like, we look at projects as things that we do out of shame and guilt, not out of doing an investment. If we were to look at the work that we do as an investment, where we require return, where we want things to work. Because if you build a business and you're like, you know what, I'm just building this, I don't ever want to get a return on this, that wouldn't be a business. It's something that you just don't ever want to see again.
Yeah.
But if you build a business saying, I want a return on this, you ask more of it. You put the metrics in place that make sure that you actually want it to be sustainable, not only economically, environmentally, community-wise, socially, in every single aspect of it. That's the kind of business I'm talking about.
Okay. Fatima, I actually got chills. I get chills when I get like, wowed. So my next question was going to be what do you mean when we talk about socially responsible organizations? But you just said it. Basically, you're taking the after fact, the guilt money, right? And you're saying, well, just take that and put it into your product, put it into your service, put it into your intention for what you're doing here, and then let the market forces. Right, that's what you're saying with all these wells that are and all this kind of stuff, because those aren't market forces. That's one of the things that, I mean, I do like conceptually, and I don't know quite the full picture of it, but I do like the idea of capitalism, or at least small business capitalism or whatever. I know it's complicated, but the idea that the market is sitting there saying, yes, no, en masse, right? It's sort of pulling out inefficiencies. Like if I'm giving you a well and you don't need it, you're not going to pay for it because I don't need it. It doesn't belong here. But if I suddenly say, I have $1 billion, I'm going to build all these wells because I don't know, I talked to a couple people or talked to a bunch of people and they said this should happen or whatever happens, then you're suddenly upending a complex system to try to make it a very simple system. That's what I like about generally the marketplace, is it's a complex system which then pushes and pulls and says this one's working and that one's working. And yes, it does it in ways that maybe we don't always like, and there's hidden costs.
Yeah.
So let's take those hidden costs of polluting the rivers and saying, that's not how we're going to do it. We're not going to now donate over here. We're going to actually do this in a way that doesn't do that.
Let's not pollute the river first.
Yeah. Yes, exactly. Let's just make that part of our business, our part of our economic model, and still make money, and then have a community that's happy. Oh, I love it so much. Okay. Okay. I'm like, I'm loving it right now. That's right now. This stammering back and forth is like me sitting there going, this has to happen with everybody. Wow.
I mean, it's common sense to me. And I've learned that it's not necessarily, because whenever I talk to someone and they're like, yeah, that makes sense. And I'm like, why aren't we doing it?
Okay. So then let's talk about small businesses here for a moment, and we can go general if you want, but how does a small business start down this path?
Okay.
Like say they're just doing their regular, let's say they're doing $500,000 to $1 million a year. Let's get personal with us, right? So how does a small business that's just kind of doing what they're doing, selling what they're selling, having their standard issues, cash flow, staff, buying, selling, getting sales, figuring out the market, all of that kind of stuff. Where do you start? What's the process? You
listen to your business. Business speaks. Your numbers speak. Your clients speak. Your staff speaks. You yourself as a business owner speaks. You listen to it and you look at the kinks, the little parts where you identify that shame, you identify that guilt, that, oh my God, I don't have the balance. Oh my God, my employees are overstretched. Or I see that maybe there is a little lack of motivation in here. My clients seem to have this other problem that's recurring, or the way I do business seems to I feel guilty about that. I feel some shame about that. You start looking at that, and I'm being general. I'm not necessarily talking about your particular business. We would have to talk a little deeper and get a little personal for me to but you listen to the business in general, and you look at where the money is going. I'm still wearing my money hat. You look at where the money is going, and as the money speaks to you, you look at, okay, how can we take this investment that we're making in marketing, for example, and take that marketing budget and figure out a way how we can invest in the community that we have, in the community that brings us our clients. Because that's what marketing is. Marketing is about connecting to your clients. It's about connecting to that person who's going to come and get some value from what you have to do. You have to offer. How can I use that money that I would usually put in Facebook ads or some sort of marketing thing and give some value to my constituents, to my client, to my community, in a way that makes them grow and turns them into even better clients.
Wow.
Because when it comes to being a social enterprise, you don't always have to do just an environmental thing. You don't always have to do a social thing. You don't always have to do an economic thing. Like we can do, just pick one and start with that. What do your clients need most improvement on? And how can you invest in them so that they become even better clients? So that they can come to you, being able to take advantage of the value that you're bringing to the table even more, which will eventually increase your revenue, because they will be like, oh my God, Zeitgeist is like their place where I got this amount of value. Of course I'm coming back. And not only am I coming back, but I'm coming back because this is the investment you've made in me. And now I can actually make investment in you. The other thing is, you look at your employees. You have talented, amazing people you have someone like Arthur.
Thank you, Fatima.
Super awesome dude. I bet Arthur could be like, hey, Arthur, how about we set up a system where you mentor a kid from the hood who could be a marketing genius. Maybe, you know what, he went to jail for selling drugs, and he's probably the best entrepreneur out there because selling drugs aren't easy. And you train him into being able to flip those skills into marketing. How would your employees feel if you had a program like that running?
I think they would feel phenomenal.
It's available.
I mean, for some that might be not what connects with them, but that's your point is it's what connects for them. Yeah.
You listen and you find out what connects with your employees, what connects with your business, what connects with your clients. And then you offer that in a way that improves someone else's life, improves the planet's life, or a community.
And then you give them resources and some
Absolutely.
permission to say, yes, you've got some time to do this. And you look at it and you say, and what is it that we want to get out of it? Like, yes, the kid who is a marketing genius. And I totally believe that it's like, that just kind of happened. Whatever happened. And, it would be an amazing thing for us to have that kid. Yes, there's maybe some people out there who would think differently and all that kind of stuff, but that's their problem. That's their challenge. That's their whatever. That's not ours.
None of your business.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, the idea of going for where's the shame and the guilt, and actually using that as fuel, as an identification, as a clue of, because that stuff, actually just that stuff in general, whether you realize it or not, it pulls down your energy. And then once you're actually working on it, it increases your energy. Wow. Okay. So yeah, we can get personal. I actually don't mind. I'm trying to think, what am I guilty or feel guilty or
time to bring out the shame
about? I know. Yes.
Should I go find a shame hat?
Yes. I have no shame with my hats. That's the problem I think most of my team has, is like, what are you wearing?
I'd have to go and dig to find a shame hat, because I don't think I have one. I don't believe that shame is just an indicator. It's just like,
yes,
it's a yellow light, it's a red light. It's like, maybe not here. It's just an indicator. And when you listen to it, it's super powerful.
Yeah, I actually 100% believe in letting go and forgiving yourself and others. No shame, no blame, no guilt. that doesn't mean no responsibility. That doesn't mean no accountability. That doesn't mean no ownership. That just means you take that emotion that's pushing you down
Mhm.
and saying, all right, if I want something different, which is usually what shame, blame, guilt, all that's all saying,
Yeah.
that's an indicator, something different.
Yeah.
That didn't, either something different in that, that voice of your parent who thinks you should have done more and you want their love, and you actually, your body is telling you, your mind is telling you, or your emotions are telling you, you actually want something different, and you're going to have to give it to yourself. That could be as simple with that.
Actually,
But at the same,
if that is not taking responsibility, what is? Like letting go of shame is taking responsibility of what of that burden and that whatever it is, and going forward with something else. That's what
yeah.
taking accountability is. Because if you wallow in the shame and let it take over, what are you doing for you? What are you doing for the world?
Mhm.
Really, you're just stagnant. But if you take responsibility and let go of it and figure out what's happening in there and go forward with it. Same with fear, same with like all the big things that paralyze us are simple indicators. Let them come in, do whatever you need to
Mhm.
do to feel whatever you need to feel, and then go forward with it.
Yeah, they're
Like,
just road signs.
they're road signs. Like read the
Yeah.
road sign. If you
And they're
keep
not
hitting
even,
if you keep hitting a stop sign and you're like, oh my God, I'm just need to stop and never go forward. No, you wait. The other car passes and then you go.
oh, yes. Oh, I love that so much. Like literally that stop sign is not saying stop, turn around and go back. That stop sign is often saying pause,
Yeah.
check out what's going on. What
Take
do
a
you feel?
breather.
Take a breather. Yes. And now go forward,
Yeah.
because it's that fear. So when you actually integrate that into your business, wow, this is super powerful. Okay. So, this is okay. So, if it isn't already part of your organization's structure,
Mhm.
you talked about some of the clues on what to do.
Yeah.
How, like, what do you do to introduce this to an organization? Let's just actually get a sense of, let's just turn, actually, I want to just turn this into almost a commercial for you right now. Okay.
Let's do this.
So I'm sitting there. Okay, Fatima, I kind of like that idea. What are you going to do? How are you going to come into my organization? What's you give me a sense of the process? You can give me a sense of the cost if you're willing to share that. If it's too particular, like a service-based thing, then that's okay. You don't have to. If you want to do that more one-on-one.
It is service-based, but there's a range up there for the people who do it.
Okay.
I think some people who, depending on the size of the company, the revenue that they make, and some people do based on the return, the revenue, like do a percentage of the revenue. Some people do a fee-based, depending on what you want. The way I come in is that I come in and I stir shit up. It's true. I pretty much stir shit up.
Yep.
I come in and I use the advantage that I have in that moment before I get to know the nitty gritty of your company, get attached to the processes that you have, get attached to everything that you're so happy, so proud of, like the stuff that you're like, yeah, this is our shining diamonds. Before I do any of that, I get to be like, yeah, no, none of this is working. Or you know what? I really like what that is doing right there. I gather data from your numbers, of course,
Yeah.
and I gather data from what you want. I get your why. I get your employees' why, which is the most important part. And then whenever I can, I get to your clients' why. And I figure out what your community it does what it does. And once I get a why that might not mean the same to me as it means to you, I come back to you and then I tell you, hey, let's try this, let's try that, let's try this, let's try that. We try a few things because I believe that everything that I need to bring to you should at least increase your revenue by a factor of 50%. If it's not doing that, then there's something that I need to be like, we need to work to a point
you say
where I
50 or 15?
50.
Okay.
50 is my goal.
Now you got Brent's
Not
attention.
zero. Yeah, because I believe that you can, I'm a strategy consultant. That's like at the end of the day, where I come in here is to make sure that the revenue is even more financially sustainable so that you can do more of this good stuff that I want you to do. Like that's my goal. I want to amplify the good that you do, not minimize it. So if we don't have the revenue to be able to continue growing, like I have failed.
Gotcha. Okay. So,
My point is to find you a market that's even bigger by
Gotcha.
including impact into your strategy.
all right. So, is there anything that you do to coach somebody who's not quite, who's there, but they're like, they keep being pulled away? Like, is there mindset? Like, how do you support either an executive or even a team of leaders within an organization to go down this path?
I asked them
What are
to
the
listen
common
to them.
pitfalls?
The
Sorry.
common pitfalls are we're all running away from one thing or another. I think we've already established that shame, fear, guilt are things that we don't really want to look at.
Okay.
I virtually hold their hands into going down the cave of looking at their shame and guilt and fear. And
All
I'm like,
right.
I'm here with you as you explore where that is. It is no longer just you alone against whatever mountain you've made out of these things. I'm here with you. And then
Okay.
as we get there, because those are the weapons, like they're so powerful. Because it's usually an idea that it was like so good, but you got too scared to do it.
Gotcha. So
I listen.
you listen, and it
I
sounds to me like,
ask a lot of questions. And then I get them to speak it out or like put it out there to
Yeah.
test the market about it. And then we throw everything, including this kitchen sink, at what is available and what's possible out there. And then we let the market decide what works.
Okay. So to me, what I'm hearing is typically the reason why you don't do this is because of your fears, perceptions, something.
Yeah,
And
you're afraid that
so,
you're going to lose money. You're afraid that you're not going to be able, like, especially for a small business, cash flow is an issue. Like,
yeah,
actually, like, justifying a certain amount of, because putting money on marketing, everybody understands. Like, it's so clear, do you need to put money on marketing? A certain budget of marketing. That's it. Nobody questions that. But this is something that often is not necessarily being proven all over the place. It is common sense. But there isn't a lot of, there isn't 100 years of proving that this is something that one should do. It's not safe. It's at the
Gotcha.
edge of whatever is comfortable, especially for a small business owner who's always juggling 100 million things at the same time. So being able to tell them, hey, let's start with this experiment and then grow as we go until we hit that 50% increase in revenue.
So here's what I'm seeing you doing. You're like, oh, I've got all these fears, a reason not to do it. But now I'm working with you and you're coaching and you're guiding and all that kind of stuff. But what you're doing is you're reframing like, let's put it this way. I can rationalize not giving anything. Easy peasy. I've got my certain levels, whatever it is. Not yet. I can. Very simple to rationalize it. Now what you're allowing a person to do is saying, I'm going to speak in your language.
We're making the
to
business
your
case
need,
for it.
doing a business case. So now you can rationalize going forward with this.
Yeah.
The same tools that you're using to stop yourself are the same tools that you can use to move yourself forward with something
Exactly.
like this.
We're going from this money is for CSR, so it needs to come out of like a certain percentage of the profits after we've completely done everything, to
And when
this is business development.
Yeah. And when a pandemic hits, okay, we got to chop our CSR
Of
because
course.
That's our guilt pay. We need our guilt pay to pay our staff or whatever it is. Well, okay. So any last things you want to share? Because I want to get into your video from Kill the Guru.
Ooh, I get to be your client again. Look at me. I was so happy in my red hat. I want to share, like, you know what? If anybody wants to have a conversation to see where their small business can start looking at, hit me up on my socials at Social Awesome on Instagram, and I'll be there with you. Or Fatima at socialawesome.com. Send me an email. I'm always happy to hear people and talk to people about this. And let's look at what your business could do for you and for the world. Let's go from that single bottom line to that triple bottom line. Who doesn't want more?
Wow. Single bottom line to triple bottom line.
Yeah.
Okay. The single bottom line is cash. What's the triple bottom line?
That's where you get that people and world involved in it. People, profit, world. Like, you know.
Sweet. Okay.
People, planet, profit.
Nice. Triple bottom line.
Patricia says you are an inspiration, Fatima.
I love you,
Yeah.
Patricia. Send me an email.
Yeah. And as an inspiration, we've talked about it. You wanted your voice out there. You were unsure about doing this. This was part of our Kill the Guru journey as a participant. And so we were working together a little bit to help you with marketing your business. And you had a huge win last Friday. So I'm just going to play your huge win. Okay. Are you ready for this?
I am not, but you're going to do it anyway.
I'm going to do it anyways.
Deep breaths, deep breaths.
Aha. Okay, let's see if I can basically share my screen. There we go. Here we are. Here's Fatima. Come on, you can do this. Okay. So I'm going to pause it there. Can you see it and can you hear it, world?
I can see it, but I can't hear anything yet.
Okay, so let me just want to make sure the audio, I'm going to actually put the audio up on this one. And then I'm going to rewind it and everybody's got to enjoy this one. Whoops, 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 whoops. Full screen. Let's do this.
I can't hear it.
You can't hear it. Okay.
Brent, are you
Okay,
sharing
hold
audio?
on. I'm not. Hold on. Well, clearly I'm not. There we go. Oh, right. You have to click multiple things. I was sharing audio.
You have
and
to
then
click. Yeah.
Many things. Okay, here we go. You get to see more of you.
Oh, God.
The world gets to see more of you. Here we go.
I
This
am
is
not
live. I
happy.
love this. Here we go. Here we go. Thumbs up if you hear it.
So what if impact was at the beginning? What if doing good business meant also doing good for the world? What if profit and impact were intertwined? What if we could build a world where business really truly brings value into the world? See, I love CSR. Corporate social responsibility has brought business really a long way from where it used to be. Companies take their profits and then they use them to help the world. I love that. But what if we were to help the world while making profit at the same time? What if our new business model, our way of doing business, included doing good to the world, first and foremost? What if every single part of our business being our value creation, our competitive edge, our marketing, our business development was deeply infused with impact? What if the way we treat our employees was filled with impact? What if social responsibility was at the crux of everything that we do and made sure that profit and impact not only enhanced each other, but multiplied every time they come together. I've seen that world. I know that it exists. My name is Fatima Kamenge, and over the next few times, I'm going to be putting out a few videos addressing that exact thing, going through exactly how one can look at their business model, no matter how small your business is, to bring impact into your profit margin. Thank you very much, and I'll see you in the next video.
All right. Yes. Okay, Fatima,
Brilliant.
before you share your experience with this, I am curious about this. First of all, I'm going to say good job. You came on last Friday's show. You
Amazing
committed to
job.
doing it. You did it. But what I would love you to share is looking back at it now,
Mm-hmm.
what did you do well and what would you improve? 2 questions for you. Starting with what did you do well? All the things you did well.
I did it.
Yeah.
I did it. I think I like the script. There are a few more, like, maybe a bit more punchy things that can remain in someone's brain that I could use, like the
Okay.
whole from
Yep.
single.
Okay, hold on. I'm going to stop you here.
Oh,
What
yeah,
did
sorry.
you do
All
well?
the good things.
That's yes. I
Too
want you to
excited.
notice. I want you to notice all the good things.
All the good things. I was wearing a lot of color. I like a lot of color. I spoke to camera. I spoke to someone, and I said what I do. I said my name, and I think I like the script. Those are the
All
things.
right. Okay, and what could you improve?
Everything. So there was no call to action at the end of the day. There was a stay tuned, but I think maybe telling people to follow me on the socials and start maybe like looking at that, or like connect with me on LinkedIn would have been a good idea to do that. And what else? Maybe I should, I don't know, I like the colors, but maybe I should wear something different as well. I maybe should memorize the script instead of looking down at the script that I had written. And yeah, I mean, you tell me, because I mean, that's why I'm here.
Okay. I'm going to give you some feedback now.
Yes,
you
please.
ready for
Let
this?
Me take my,
okay.
Let me take my notebooks that I can
Yep.
write
Get
it
your
all
notebook
down.
out.
Okay.
Are you ready for this? Do, 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 do. That's actually not how it goes, but okay.
Brent's favorite song.
My favorite song. What you did well. You talked into the camera. You were warm. You were passionate. I get what you're saying about maybe I should memorize the script. However, that's usually only a challenge if the person now starts to read without talking to the camera with warmth. For you, it did not matter. You look down at the script, that's cool. The first time I watched it, I didn't even notice you looking down at the script because I was so engaged with you because you were talking to me. You did that extremely, extremely well. You were super articulate. Yes, your script was not just, I think I like it. I'm just going to give you feedback. Your script was fantastic. You really gave a reason to be engaging with you. I'm just going to say this right now, Fatima. Your voice must be heard and you must be seen. You've talked about wanting to have representation in this field. It has nothing freaking to do with representation. It's you. And yes, it does have to do with that. I'm not putting that. I just want to say that you, though, are a masterful communicator.
Thank you.
Very
You,
articulate.
yes, that was TED Talk. I could see you on the TED stage easily. Like for some, it's like, yeah, you can get there because, you know, you're going to, you know, you're committed to that goal. I'm just like, if you
I
were,
don't know.
if you,
I'd have to wear pants.
you can wear whatever you want. And no, I wouldn't, I mean, sure, change what you're wearing if you want, but don't change what you're wearing. That was amazing.
Have they started doing like Zoom TED Talks yet?
They
Yes, they
should.
have.
I think
They
they
have.
have.
Yep, they have. Okay.
No pants required.
And maybe there were some people without pants. Now you can think about that. Okay. So in terms of what to improve, nothing. I would just publish that. I would go straight for it. Call to actions, all that kind of stuff. I would just, you called that a draft. That is a finished product for most, for everybody. Like literally that is ready to be published. There's no reason not to publish it as far as quality goes. You got that? All right, so we're good. So how do you feel? Does that so you know with Kill the Guru, because we're in a kind of little Kill the Guru type thing. You're your own guru. So how does it feel about you just going ahead and publishing that?
It's not a bad idea. I want to do one more take.
Why?
Because I want to do one more take. It makes me feel better, and I want to see if I can add the socials to it. I mean, I can always put them in the description down below.
Yes.
Okay,
here's something I need you to understand, Fatima.
Yeah.
Super need you to understand this, okay? If you publish it now, it does not matter.
It's true.
To anybody except you and a few people who are going to see it and are going to be moved by it.
Good.
Okay? You are not launching a new Diet Coke, Pepsi, whatever, Gap Roots thing to the world where if the launch goes badly, you've just blown $100 million in R&D.
True.
So when I say publish it, it's because it's good.
Okay.
Not just good enough. It's very good. And when you publish it, and you can do another take, but decide at the timeline that you're going to publish regardless of that other take. Because when you publish it, you change a little.
Okay. I guess it's gonna, you know what? They say the internet is forever, but also the internet is vast. And only you and Arthur are going to see it. So I'm going to put it up there.
More people are going to see it because we're going to try to share this far and wide. But you can publish it.
One of my favorites, part 2, is that when you put up something, one of your first videos, and you're like, I'm not quite sure about this. The best part is when you come back to it 6 months, a year later, and you're like, wow, look at how far I've come.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, you ever have those moments where you're looking at a YouTube channel or something and you scroll all the way back to their first video and you're just like, wow, they've like the production, like how much work that they put into this. And you can see like the hustle and the grind and where they've come from.
And also, I guess it's also my values are let go of the fear and the shame and use them to do
That's
this.
right.
So
yes.
I'm just gonna listen to myself.
It's right on point.
I should hire myself.
That's right.
So, you know what? Yeah, I will decide by the end of today if I throw it up as is, or if I do one more take and throw that one up. Either way, the script, I do like the script. So yeah, let's do that.
Nice.
I am not comfortable with this. You are bullies. Thank you for bullying me into doing this. Actually, I meant to say that. If anybody out there hasn't done Kill the Guru, speaking of the process of Kill the Guru, I really loved how I'm not comfortable to go on camera. but being in this Zoom chat with all of you and not knowing that it's live, like, besides the big glaring thing on the screen that says it's live, and just being comfortable with both of you, getting me to talk about something that I'm so deeply passionate and truly believe in. It's amazing. And I love Kill the Guru. I think I won. If there's a contest,
you're the winning contestant.
I am totally the winning contestant, and I think anybody that comes there is a winner. So yeah, thank you.
Geez, I'm tearing up. I'm actually got a little bit of moistness going on here. Thank you, Fatima, for those kind words. You are the winner. That's wow, for sure. Okay. Okay, let me compose myself. Hold on, everybody. Geez. So here's something I just want to say. You can publish 10 versions of that video. Each time you think of something new, and just say, hey, I've added screen graphics now.
Yeah.
You're going to have many opportunities to share your gifts with the world. And I'm so happy that you've chosen this platform, Kill the Guru, COVID Marketing, to come out and share with us your gifts. Thank you for sharing your inspiration today, like being an inspiring leader in this little tiny community that we have here, which is whoever is happening to watch this right now. It's meant a lot. You've been a blessing coming on.
Well, you know what? It's been my pleasure. And of course, I would be remiss in not saying that, hey, if you want to have an off camera, maybe not live to everyone, conversation about your business and impact, let's do this. I love this. This is feeding the community.
Yeah.
The time that you're putting in and doing this is feeding in the community. I like your company, and I want to be able to look at other ways to even grow it better.
Oh, that would be fantastic. Let's sit down. Let's have our coffee. I would really, really, really appreciate seeing you in real life. And you could have some. We'll try to say so that this. Never mind. I was gonna say. I would love to.
I will wear my silver fedora for you.
Okay. Something new. All right. So we're gonna wrap this up now. Thank you so much, Fatima. You have your next contestant Kill the Guru assignment. Publish. You said by the end of the day?
By end of tomorrow.
By the end of tomorrow.
Yeah.
Okay. By the end of tomorrow.
Yes.
Publish either you're going to do another draft, or you're just going to publish. That's what you.
Yes.
So good. Okay. Let's finish things up.
You've tuned in to COVID Marketing with Brent Kobayashi and Arthur Tutt, the show to support small business not just to survive, but to thrive.
Thank you for joining us for this unbelievably epic episode number 89 of COVID Marketing with Fatima Kamenge of Social Awesome, because she is awesome and she's getting out there in the world and she's being social. So just a quick recap. Actually, just watch this whole, I'm not going to recap, watch this episode back. See what being a company, an organization that has those three bottom lines: profit, people, and planet. And if it resonates with you, hit Fatima up. Ask her, how do I do this? Ask her, can you show me more on the internet and share your gift to the world? Give her the feedback that I know you're going to give her, because wow, was this ever, ever, ever epic for me. So thank you again, Fatima, so much for joining us.
My pleasure. Totally my pleasure.
Wonderful to see you again.
Good to see you.
Arthur, take us out.
Let's cut it.